What is good, everybody? Oh, isn't it nice to be back? Isn't it nice just to see how much fun we can have with animals? I know you guys are excited for, animal content. I know you guys are. I know it's always been a big factor in that. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, day today. Oh, whatever you're doing, I hope it's been a good, marvelous day. I know it's been good for me, but I hope it's good for you guys. Yo, what's good, Justin? Oh, we are live and we are just wowed, you know? Not a lot, bro. Not a lot. How are we all doing? Hello, hello, hello. So, for everybody that has just joined my live, we are going to be talking about weird but true facts about nature. Yo, what's good, bro? We know you're from United States, broski. How you doing? We are going to be doing a good rundown of weird but true facts about animals, and I thought all of you could enjoy. And I think it'd be very good to get into the side of that. So yeah, and also make sure that you do hit that notification for Saturday, because I will be live streaming at 10 a.m. Pacifically UK time, and that is going to be, a beautiful time for you guys to see me at the zoo and, get to see what I do and everything else for, for the zoo and whatnot. So yeah, make sure you check that out. For real, but I hope everyone is having a good day or good stuff, because we love kickstarting stuff off. But Magic, I hope you're doing good. Justin, I hope you're doing good. I really do. And yeah, let's kickstart the facts of weird but true, shall we? I mean, oh, I know some weird but true facts as well. We have a bundle of it. So, to give you guys a real weird but true fact, that a weird but true fact that pandas' droppings can be turned into paper, which is weird, but it is very true. So, if you're holding a piece of paper, bear in mind you're probably holding panda poo. But that's not to say if you, it's not the same as coffee as well, because civet poo, which is weird but true, civets also have their poo made into coffee. So posh people are drinking civet shit, basically, which is weird but very much true if you think about it. Another weird but true fact that female fish can also turn into male fish. Weird but true fact that bulls cannot see the color red. And it does not make them angry, as the color red is hard for them to see in general because they are genuinely, very poor eyesighted. So people genuinely like to believe that red bulls get angry when they see red, but no, they can't. So of them are random. What do you mean, so of them are random? Oh, as in like some of the facts you'll get. Okay, I'm with you now. And weird but true that cows do have best friends. So if you two separate cows from their best friend, they will be very depressed. Weird but true fact about elephants, which a lot of people don't tend to think about, is that elephants can actually make a purr-like sound when they are, content or when they're trying to communicate. Thank you, Big Sausage from Canada. I actually like that name, Big Sausage. I like that. That is a very interesting name for you, bro. I gotta ask though, before I continue with the weird but true facts, what made you pick Big Sausage from Canada? I know they can't jump. It is an interesting fact about elephants that they cannot jump. But I gotta ask though, what? Why Big Sausage? I gotta ask. We gotta ask that. My dad was a little like that. I like that. My guy, I like that. That's very clever. That's a very clever little pun there. What's up, Tracy? Weird but true fact is that cats can't taste sweets. They can't taste anything sweet. Weird but true that bats have thumbs. Weird but true, which is really interesting, and I don't think a lot of people know this. But we all know that snakes like to slither on, you know, in the sand, in water, in general areas. But weird but true, they can't slither on grass. But we all know that, but they cannot actually slither on grass, which is very bizarre in its own way. A weird. Where are you? I'm home at the moment, but yeah, we like when we do live streams, we like to have like a nice background theme, you know, just something. And plus, I don't want having. Okay, but. And another interesting, a weird but true fact that a lot of you will probably find very mind-blowing is that the world's smallest monkey is nose size and a toothbrush. So hello, welcome in. So yeah, the world's smallest monkey is the size of a toothbrush. So if you were to actually theoretically brush your teeth and you see a world's small monkey next to it, that is as small as they are. They're not that big. What's good, everybody that's just come in? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing really, really well. We are just kick-starting off a few facts and hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you put on the bell notification so you never miss any uploads in the future. Also, go and check out my recent videos because it does help support my channel. If you love nature and you are all about nature and you want to learn new and crazy things, then this is the place for you. Don't know what you're doing in your life if you haven't subscribed already. Hey, thank you so much. What are we talking about today? Weird but true facts about nature in its entirety and giving you guys some really bizarre facts, you know, that not many people know about. For example, weird but true that pandas' droppings can be turned into paper. But also civets poo can be turned into coffee because posh people really like to drink coffee. So, you know, next time you want to add a little joke about posh people, just say to them, "Oh, you're drinking civet shit when you're buying expensive coffee." Can you tell me one about lizards? Oh, there's lots. There are lots. I will get to that. We've got a whole round of animal facts. You know, so yeah, there are lots to cover. I might have learned soon because my screen time might be. No worries, Mike Johnson. An interesting fact about a golden poison dart frog is a golden point. Sorry, hang on. Can you say bruh bruh? Right. Anyway, getting into the subject, the golden poison dart frog has enough toxins to basically kill 100 people, which is very much true. But what makes a poison dart frog so poisonous is more the stuff that they eat. So it can be anything from poisonous insects to poisonous flies and stuff like that. That is what makes, you know, poison dart frogs so poisonous. But if you bring them into captivity, they are no longer poisonous because of the fact that the stuff that they eat. They do, and weird but true fact that moths actually do use the moonlight to basically guide them through the night. But due to the fact of lights, you know, being around us, from in our bedrooms to the outside lights, moths cannot actually figure out where the moon is with so many lights. So it actually really confuses moths to where they should be going versus everything else. You know, so they get really confused, which is understandable if you're a moth and semi-blind, but... Yeah, because moths are not really that deadly to us. They're really not. And it's just how it goes, lad. Unfortunately, it's the way nature goes. You know, there are some things that can kill us, some things can't. That is what I just said, Mike. Magic Johnson, sorry. That is what I just said. That you know, because they fly to navigate with the moon, that means they're nocturnal, so they only travel by nighttime. Interesting facts. People do really sell their souls. Well, interesting fact for you, Devil's Advocate. No one asked for your opinions because this is not a channel for basically politics or any random crap that you may think about in terms of selling their soul. No, golden dart frogs. Oh, golden dart frogs. Ah, no, maybe boy. I thought you were talking about moths. I was like, huh? My bad, bro. I'm on a speed run, so it is what it is. A weird but interesting fact that when you think about the ankles of a flamingo, they actually look like kneecaps. A weird but true fact that an alligator can live up to 80 years old. And believe it or not, a really interesting, weird but true fact. A pet goldfish in England lived to be 43 years old, which is absolutely bonkers to think about goldfish living up to the age of, 43 years old. But it can always, I can always, Faz, man. Annie, how you doing, Annie? Annie, you're missing out on some interesting weird but true facts. So I'll give you a weird but true fact for you. So pandas' droppings can be turned into paper, which is bizarre. Name an animal cutter than a rain frog. Zoe, I'll get to that in a minute. In another interesting fact is that civet poo is actually made in coffee, so posh people like to drink civet poo. Another interesting fact is that can elephants too? Elephants can't jump, and elephants can make a purr-like sound when they are content. So if you ever hear an elephant content, they will make a purr noise, just like how cats will make a purring noise. Exactly, Magic Johnson. It is bizarre how people... I mean, I don't think so, but it's possible. I mean, if panda poop can be turned into paper, I would assume, yeah. But I don't think anyone's ever really put the idea of elephant poo into paper. But anything's possible. Anything's possible, really, if you think about it. They do. What's up? Another interesting fact is that some female fish can turn into males. Also weird but true is that some fish have been known to walk on land. Another weird but true fact that cat's urine can glow underneath a black light, which is crazy. And another interesting fact is that a bat can eat up to 30,000 insects in one night. What the duck? What happened? You're learning some interesting, mind-blowing facts. Then like and subscribe if you love these facts that you are getting. Exactly, lad. Well, yes, I noticed you because, oh my lord. Okay. Can't lie, that was a bit random to sit there. But thank you for the sub, though. We appreciate it. I mean, every sub does help. So if you love nature and you love everything that is bizarre about nature, from the weird to the true to the absolute bonkers side of nature, then you've hit the right place. I can tell you that much. Me, thank you so much for becoming a sub of mine. Welcome to the nature channel. Mike Johnson, what do you mean me? What happened, bro? What happened before I get back into weird but true facts about nature? What happened? I've never been noticed by a YouTuber. Well, now you have. I hope that's made your day, and I hope that you have made you know, I made you feel so happy in life. I'm glad that, you know, you feel so humbled. So yeah. Weird but true fact that a hamster's teeth never stopped growing. They really don't, which is quite cute. And you know, weird but true that some hummingbirds weigh less than a penny, which is absolutely bonkers. Weird but true fact that a bloodhound can sniff. Oh my days, what happened? It's like you're it's like you're genuinely over the moon that, you know, we recognized you, and that you're so content. I'm glad you're content. I really am. I'm glad that life is making you happy, and I am getting noticed so much. I mean, yeah. T-Wat. Well, no worries. I'm glad. Like I say, I'm glad that I'm making your day. So I am. I mean, it's quite funny. It is quite funny. I don't think I've ever seen anyone be this hyped in my life over it, but okay. I was I was talking why I think I mean I wasn't really uh talking to you, bud, but yeah. It's all good. It's all good, bro. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. My god. BRB need to compose. Well, yeah, you compose yourself if you want to. Okay? Calm. Weird but true fact that penguins can swim up to 30,000 miles, which is, you know, impressive, you know, and that's in a year. So if you think about a penguin, you know, pretty much going underneath the water and they're swimming for in a year, that's how fast they can swim. You know, 3,010 miles. Impressive, isn't it? Here's a fact for you: African buffaloes make. Ah, fair enough, Mike. Not Mike. Why do I want to call you? Yeah, Magic. Because it's always close to Mike. I'm so sorry. Because it's almost sounding like Mike instead of Magic. That's my bad, broski. My bad. Yeah, as I was saying, male seahorses can give birth, which is weird but true, but yeah, they can give birth. A weird but true fact that a shark can grow and lose up to 30,000 teeth in its lifetime, which is absolutely bizarre. You know, when you think about how much teeth a shark can lose. So yeah, sharks typically will a shark can grow and lose up to 30,000 teeth in its lifetime, which is absolutely bonkers and crazy and weird and everything else in between. So yeah. Another weird but true fact: the bloodhound can follow a scent that is 4 days old. You're back. Welcome back. How you doing? So yeah, a bloodhound can smell a scent that is 4 days old, which is quite impressive for a bloodhound. Hope you're having a good day though today. I really do. You know, it's important to have a good day, and it's so important to make sure that you look after yourself. Whoa, didn't know that. Oh, there you go. You learned something new. And, you know, believe it or not, a tiger can eat up to 80 pounds of meat in one sitting. So, you know, that is the amount of meat that a tiger can eat. It's up to 80 pounds of meat in one sitting, which is absolutely bonkers. You know, if you really think about the technical strength of a tiger. That's crazy, dang. Exactly, magic. That is why it is so beautiful to do, you know, rounds and different stuff. Wow, someone's proper into the mood today. And believe it or not, a blue whale's heart, it weighs about 2,000 pounds, which is incredibly hefty in all of its might. So you try lifting a blue whale's heart that weighs 2,000 pounds, which is weird, but it is so true. You know, it is absolutely true in all of its might. So yeah, guys. And believe it or not, weird but true, bats do have thumbs. And believe it or not, weird but true, that bats poop upside down. And flamingos are the only birds that do eat upside down. There's no other birds that eat upside down. Tell me a weird fact about ducks. I don't have any weird facts about ducks. I can definitely try and find some weird facts about ducks and then, yeah. But I don't really have any weird facts about ducks. I'm really sorry. I'm sure there is some weird facts about ducks somewhere. I really am, you know. And believe it or not, weird but true fact that cockroaches can survive underneath water for 15 minutes. But it's not the only thing they can survive. A cockroach can live without a head up to a week. The reason why a cockroach can live up to a week without no head is because they will pretty much heal where the head's removed. And underneath, they have really small microscopic holes that allow them to functionally breathe. So even though they lost their head, they can still breathe without a head. They just can't eat or drink without, you know, the head. So therefore, a week tops is what you would give. I love that somebody's so enthusiastic. I love it. I love it. And an interesting fact about tigers, if you look on, you know, a tiger's stripes sorry, hang on a minute. A tiger's stripes are different on the right and on the left side of its body. So when you look at a tiger from the right and the left, they're not even the same. You know, and an interesting fact about tigers, while we're talking about tigers, if you were to shave a tiger's fur, not that I recommend it, the stripes will go straight to the skin, so it's not very ideal for them to be shaved. So they're born with stripes, and they will always have stripes on them, so you can't remove the stripes. See, that is an interesting fact about cockroaches, but it is being confirmed that a pepper cockroach does smell like pepper. It really does. And a really interesting, weird but true fact, that an old man is a nickname for a kangaroo. Which is weird, but it is so true. That, you know, that is a nickname. Old man is a nickname for a kangaroo. And believe it or not, kangaroos are the only ones that can't jump backwards. So if you try and get a kangaroo to jump backwards, they're not going to be able to do it. So, you know, it's a very hard fragment for them. It's a weird but true statement that, you know, old man is nicknamed for kangaroo. I promise you. And to show how much I know my stuff, we work in a zoo. Oh yeah. We work in a zoo. We know these facts and we know what we're doing when it comes to nature. So you're looking at a guy that works in a zoo. I love what I do, and I think it's very important to educate people on the right side of nature, not the wrong side of nature, because people give this weird perception of, you know, fake information. Whereas if you work in a zoo and you have all of this, hummingbirds are the only bird. Yep, I already knew that fact way before you could even spit it out, boy. But yes, hummingbirds are the only ones that can fly backwards, and not only that, birds cannot actually sweat. And what's even more interesting is that some hummingbirds weigh less than a penny, which is quite interesting when you think about hummingbirds in their entirety. So yes, hummingbirds are beautiful in their own right, but hummingbirds are the only species that also have their own unique advantages in life. So yeah. Mitch, how you doing, bro? And we hope that you're enjoying these animal facts as they come through in their entirety. And buckle up and sit and relax and enjoy nature taking its finest hour of its toll. Weird but true fact that jellyfish can still sting even when they are dead. So they can sting you in the water, but they can also sting you when they're dead. So bear that in mind next time you want to try and avoid getting stung. It does happen. And to really prove that theory, I'm not doing well. I have a stomach bug and feeling nauseous. Hey, I'm sorry, bro. If you're feeling like that, I would say go to the doctors. But if it's only just happened, then I suggest you, get some rest and, relax. Well, yeah, they can't fly back. Woodpeckers cannot fly backwards. They struggle with that. Can a chicken turn into a rooster? Well, if it's a male, then yes. Big man, what you saying? I hope you're having a good day. Dragonflies can fly at a pace still. They can. And dragonflies are very beautiful. And now this will actually fascinate you guys. Now, bear in mind, I know my stuff. We are going to talk about rats for 1 second because it has been proven very, 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 very recently. Is that rats are very, very unique in this aspect. So scientists have found a groundbreaking discovery that scientists tried to do age reversal on a rat, and they got an old rat to basically do age reversing, and it has actually worked. So a rat did actually manage to reverse his age into a more healthier, younger rat. So it's already been discovered that rats have the genetic ability to basically, reverse in age. Thanks to scientists have actually done that. It's a very complex thing. It is very complex. If people want to hear about that and how it all worked out and how scientists have managed to incorporate this, then I suggest you, go and blow up my video, make it viral. Rats are nasty. Rats are very misunderstood creatures, Magic Johnson, for many, many reasons. Never heard of it, bro. Never heard of it. But what is interesting, though, is rats can actually laugh when you tickle them. But rats are very good at problem solving. And rats have also been known to drive vehicles. Yes, but not proper vehicles yet. Scientists have proven that rats can pretty much drive in a really small motorcycle, vehicle. They are creepy. They're not that creepy, bro. Ah, I didn't know that. Fair enough. That's crazy, big man. I did not actually know that. That's kind of cool. Toaster, what are you saying? But as I say, though, it's very interesting that these guys love to form friendships, and they are actually very I mean, yeah, they are, but then they are actually very sociable creatures, and they can build very intelligent bonds with owners. So people may look at them as a disgusting, vile creatures, but they actually have their own way. Oh, they do multiply quick. Rats do like to multiply quick, but they are in no shape or form are they're not nasty in every aspect. There's still lots to learn from rats, and we can learn a lot from rats as well. Well, yeah, that's if they're starving, Magic Johnson, not if they're alive and they're forming bonds. It doesn't quite work in that element, but yes, you are right. But rats are so unique in every aspect for them. They really are. So if people want to hear about how rats have formed um, not all animals are cannibals. You're fairly wrong on that. I mean, there are a lot of animals that do eat other animals like tigers, lions, polar bears, orcas, etc. But there are some species of animals that eat nothing but plants. Like, for example, geladas. People mistaken geladas for baboons, but baboons are so vastly different from geladas. But what separates geladas from baboons is that geladas are the only monkeys that I was getting to that magic. I was just getting to that magic. So as I was saying, with geladas, they're the only monkeys that eat nothing but grass and berries. They have a group up to 500, which is crazy. They are found in Ethiopia on the mountaintops where they will sleep on the edge of the cliff together. The females are mostly more dominant than the males, but the way to tear the males and the females away, apart from the from one another, is the males typically more darker, whereas the female geladas are basically lighter in coloration. That is how you tell male and female apart. Lions eat their cubs too sometimes. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But yeah, I think it's funny how people like to misguide nature in a really bizarre way. But nature can really surprise us in the most uniquest way possible. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, gummy bears are chasing me, please help. Da, 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 da. You got that song stuck in my head now. You sausage. I don't know why I had that song stuck in my head. I love that song. A, B, C, D, E, F. Help me, please. Gummy bears don't actually eat people. Weird but true. Let's see how we're all doing. So the chat is still popping off. Man, it's a very quiet stream today. So it is. Cool. But as I say, I think what is really unique about species of animals is how people misguide or anything else. It's like how, for example, right? And I'll give you a grand sharks and oh, why did I do that? I'm so sorry. Well, we'll get into sharks in a minute. 1 minute. I just got to prove a very accurate theory on something quick. Where is it? So when you think about grey wolves or wolves as a species, people mistaking them for bloodthirsty creatures that like to eat humans, but it's not actually true. They actually want to avoid human conflict. But it's also like films like Jaws that really gave sharks a bad reputation of, mate, it's a gorilla all day, every day. The weakest thing to hear is men would win, they wouldn't. As I was saying, with sharks, people mistaking sharks for bloodthirsty creatures. that want to eat humans. When actually, in actual hindsight, sharks don't actually. We're talking about sharks as a whole, buddy, not just one shark, two shark. We're talking about a collective species of sharks, you know? So let me speak, Magic Johnson, quickly, lad. I'm sorry, but that was a little bit cutting me off on what I'm saying. So sharks as a selective, not just one shark, but a whole group of sharks. All sharks, you know, are brought into the idea that they are, you know, human eaters. They want to eat humans. No. A shark typically does not want to eat humans. It's not in their diet. And what is a really interesting theory about sharks is that they can smell human blood, but that's not actually true. Sharks can't smell human blood. It's not something they can smell. And what is they would die. Well, yes. Big man, you're clearly lacking a chromosome in that, because there's no way would a gorilla die from 50 men. Go and look at the actual genre of how strong a gorilla is versus how strong a man is. Then come back to me and talk about who would win in a fight, because ain't gonna happen, lad. But as I'm saying, with sharks, they naturally develop an interesting, you know, interest in humans, because humans have made the stupid error of feeding sharks well underneath the water and everything else. So that's what creates sharks to want to be aggressive. Also, because sharks are very much curious animals. They, you know, because of what they are. Your fish is not singing. As I was saying, you know, sharks as a whole are very curious creatures. Big man, you'd be surprised. Provoke a gorilla and see what happens. I beg you. Then come back to me and talk about what would happen if you annoy a gorilla. As I'm saying, with sharks, it is proven that if you want to stop a shark from attacking you, they could be if you piss them off, lad. Exactly, Magic Johnson. Big man don't know what he's talking about at this current time. But as I say, with sharks, if you want to avoid a shark attack, press on the gills and it will automatically swim away. It's being scientifically proven by pressing on the gills, not too hard, but enough pressure to make it go away, it will go away. Because sharks don't like it when you press on their gills. And what's even more interesting is every scientific proven fact about sharks in terms of getting them away is proven by pressing the gills. But sharks genuinely cannot smell human blood. It is a myth that sharks have been known to smell human blood. It is not something they can smell, and nothing can prevent them from ever smelling human blood. And sharks do not understand how soft our skin is. So when they bite, exactly, that is the fact. Treat nature how you want to be treated. Because nature can teach you wonderful things, or it can be very aggressive and versatile to you. That's just how it goes. In all fairness, I don't know how much more. It's because of this. But as I say, it's a lot of people are so misguided with sharks. And I find it funny that people think we have to fear sharks and then we have to fear grey wolves, but we don't have to, because there's no way on earth would they attack us for no reason. And it is just something that is a myth. It is a myth. Big man, you're not talking much sense, lad. In the sense of, like, that's like me saying if you were to drop kick a gorilla, you would win. You wouldn't. You just wouldn't, mate. I think you're at this point just trying to troll, and it's not working out for you, lad, because no one's giving you all that much attention. Well, then that just shows how weak they are. That's all I can say, is that they're weak. If they're going to use guns, then they're weak. Weak, married-minded men can't use their fists if they're using guns. Exactly. Anyway, getting back to the actual facts and stuff, not so much dictations of who would win in a fight, a gorilla or, 100 men, because we all know a gorilla would win. Hands down. Doesn't matter how many times you want to debate that. Magic Johnson, you're wrong. It would take a lot longer. It would take a lot longer. A lot longer. But as I say, a really interesting fact about grey wolves that not many people know is that grey wolves can actually smell if a woman is pregnant due to the fact of the hormones that is released into the air. And they would typically want to defend the females, not so much the males. But what is also interesting about wolves in general is that a wolf can actually smell where you've been, what you've eaten, if you're diabetic, and everything else in between. So they are very good at smelling all sorts of different stuff to make you understand what is, going on. We're not talking about okay, well, whatever. So as I say, you'd be looking at a majority of wolves doing the same tribute with understanding when a woman is pregnant or diabetic, or any person for that matter. They can smell everything about you, but grey wolves in general, let alone any other wolf, would genuinely want to avoid human conflict. And that's why I say, when you look at the films like Grey or anything like that, you are being misguided by grey wolves. Wolves can be tamed, but they're still wild at the end of the day, and it's better for them to be wild than it is to be tamed. And that's why I say people that like the majority of that's why, big man, I say that a lot of people that think that they can hand rear all different animals to make them, pet orientated, is actually just false information and misleading, and it doesn't help nature learn natural skills. So people that have tigers as pets, or a grizzly bear as a pet, I'm sorry, but somewhere down the road you're gonna get killed, and that's just a fact. There's no debating that, because if you listen to a woman's phone call about her chimpanzee and how the chimpanzee killed her best friend, great example of why people should not have chimpanzees as pets or any wild animal for pets, because people don't understand how dangerous and how severe these species are. It's just a fact. You shouldn't have them, cooped up in someone's home and give them all sorts of weird food. Just not natural. It isn't. So yeah. And that's where I stand very strong with that. You see a lot of Americans have, pet monkeys, pet apes and so on. But would it take one human to... Mate, it doesn't matter. Even a big snake can be tamed, but... Yeah, but big man, I'm not gonna lie, you'd... No worries. But as I say, it's... Yeah, lots of people have lots of different fascinations. I saw that video of a chimpanzee attacking. Well, yeah, then that really does also show how aggressive they can all be. And that's just because people don't understand the vast difference, between what a chimpanzee should actually be doing versus what they shouldn't be doing. And it's humans that provoke nature to attack back, and it's like, I've seen all sorts of videos of people, being attacked by nature. Do I feel sorry for most of them? No, because they provoked a lot of stuff. Yo, what's up, BTS? So yeah, it is how it goes, unfortunately. You know, people love the idea of annoying nature, domesticating animals to be in people's homes. It's not a normal thing. A lot of people would want to argue with that and say it is very much normal, but it isn't, you know? So it's yeah. In the eyes of the law, you are not doing the right thing. Mod me off. I didn't mod you, bro, at all. BTS, I never modded you though. I don't think I ever modded you in the first place, to be honest. And I don't understand people's fascinations with being a moderator. I don't. I think you are what you are. But yeah, like I say, people that destroy tigers' lives, everything else's lives, deserve to have no animals whatsoever. That's just my 2 cents thrown in there. But yeah, I mean, all in all, BTS, I'm sorry, but I never modded you, I don't think. Never. Of course I remember you, bro. How you doing? Now, for people that are just joined, if you like nature facts and you want to learn about nature in all its glory, then go and show some love by subscribing and turning on a notification bell and everything else, because we do animal facts. I will be doing a live stream at my zoo, so if you wanna stay tuned for that and you wanna see, you know, some animal facts at the zoo, then go right ahead. Yo, what's up, bro? Welcome to my channel. I know everyone's new here. Mike Tyson had a tiger pet. Yeah, but Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson and not being funny, but the way I see it is the tiger will kill him eventually. It's not, Mike Tyson might be strong, but he's not going to be strong enough to hold back a full grown ass tiger. Logically, no. Logically, no, Mike Tyson could never pet a tiger, and his tiger was a white tiger. No. Mike Tyson would not win. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is a weird discussion to have. I'm not rising to it because it's just weird. I'm sorry, but not my cup of tea. Anyway, guys, nature will always be on topic. So if you love nature and everything else, go and show some love on my new video, and also go and subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss out when I go live at the zoo. It will be 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is in England. So if you love nature and you want to learn some interesting facts, then no love, no. BTS, I don't like BTS. I love that you're supporting me, but I don't understand why you're getting upset over wanting to be mod or not mod. Like, you got to understand, BTS, that I love that you're supporting my channel and everything else, but I don't understand why you're getting upset over modding. I don't understand that. That's something that is a you problem. I'm sorry, but I don't just hand out free mods to everybody. That doesn't work. I'm sorry. But we still support, we still love the support though. Yo, Justin, what's good? So yeah, all in all, as I say, going back to weird but true facts, because I kind of want to get back into weird but true facts about nature, because obviously this is a channel dedicated on nature, not so much petty stuff. So yeah, a group of jellyfish is called a smack, which is weird but true, but they are called a smack. So when you see a group of jellyfish, they are genuinely called a smack. Justin, remove BTS out of my life. Remove them. You are removed. Justin, Thank you. Shouldn't have said that, BTS. Nah, you're kicked out permanently. And weird but true fact that it is actually possible for a shark to detect a fish heartbeat before attacking. So a shark will be able to identify the yo, what's good? You know, it is actually possible for a shark to detect a heartbeat from a fish before attacking. So, you know, sharks have the ability to hear a heartbeat before they attack a fish, which is actually kind of bonkers when you think about it, but it's very cool. I like that fact because it shows how intelligent a shark is underneath water and how they can have the adaptability to not just, you know, go by vibration. Guess who's back? Again, I love Shady. Slim Shady is such a legendary rapper. He's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I love him. An interesting, a weird but true fact is that clams can live to be 100 years old, which is absolutely crazy. So weird but true, clams can live to be 100 years old, which is kind of disgusting but kind of really cool, you know. And a weird but true fact, some fish can change from females to males, which is kind of gross. And a very weird but a very true fact, an electric eel produces a charge strong enough to stun a horse. So yes, they can stun a horse just by a single charge. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy how sharks do that and how sharks have the capability to do it. Is a water bear even a species though? Are you talking about polar bears, lad? Because I don't think I've ever heard of a water bear unless you're... if you're talking about polar bears, then you're wrong. All species die eventually, lad. All species die eventually. Regardless, they all die eventually. Which is a weird, but it's a very true fact. Never heard of it. Never, ever, ever heard of it. What's good? Hey, you got an interesting player there, my guy. But yeah, a weird but true fact that pandas' poop can be turned into paper. Weird but true, flamingos eat upside down and they're the only birds that can eat upside down. A weird but true fact that bats have thumbs. A weird but true fact that snakes can't slither on grass. Weird but true, cat urine can glow underneath a black light. Weird but true, elephants can't jump. And weird but true, kangaroos can't jump backwards. And weird but true, octopuses have 3 hearts. Weird but true fact that sea otters hold hands while they're sleeping so they don't drift away. Which is weird but true. Weird but true that cows do actually have best friends, and if you were to remove them from their friend, they will become depressed. So next time you see cows in a field, make sure you give them a big love, because they are very genuine creatures that form friendships, which is kind of cute. It is cute in a way. Weird but true, civets have been known to be pooping out coffee, which posh people do drink as a cup of tea. No, sorry, cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. So yeah, posh people drink posh coffee that is made out of civet poo. Weird but true, cats can't taste sweet. Weird but true, some hummingbirds weigh less than a penny. Weird but true fact about hummingbirds again is that they're the only birds that can fly backwards. Rainbow, what you saying, bro? What's good? What is good, bro? Hope you're having a splendid day, bro. I really do. I hope that life is treating you good. I hope life is well. I think I need to recruit some more moderators because I can't lie that it's hard to maintain a chat. But yeah, man. Oh. It is very weird, but it's very true, though, that panda's poop can be turned into paper. I know you're always doing dandy, bro. Always, and that's the good thing about it, is when you're doing good. When you're doing good, it goes a long way. Paper poop, yes, because pandas have been known to you know. So yeah, guys. I mean, like I say, hey Justin, how are you? But like I say, guys, all jokes aside, we are hosting an event on my zoo, which will be 10 a.m. Pacific in the UK, where your boy is going to be doing a live stream at my zoo, talking about all the favorite animals. Good way to turn a shitty situation into something useful. LOL. Exactly, lad. And I like that, to turn a shitty situation into something useful. It's just true. Gotta start work soon. Justin, mate. I'm glad you got a job, bro. That's good. That's really good, man. It pays bills. We all need stuff to pay bills with. And we are so close to 1.1k. How lucky are we to be getting to nearly 1.1k? Absolutely bonkers when you think about it. Well, yeah, because England we have 10 a.m. So it's 10 a.m. Pacific. Cats poop coffee is a thing. I'm going to Google that. I'm actually going to Google that. Do cats poop coffee? Oh, you're wrong, lad. Cats do not poop coffee. Because you're more trying to specifically say civet, which is not a cat. So yeah, cats do not poop coffee. So your information there, lad, is very wrong. So true, Rainbow. But yeah, sorry, lad. Your fact about cats pooping out coffee is not true. So that's a big L for you for saying cats poop coffee. They don't. They really don't. So you gotta try a little bit harder with that. So I think you're getting your information from a wrong source. A very, very wrong source. I mean, it's not so much of an L, but I just think he's got his information a little bit muddled up with civets. Because civets are the only ones that do poop out coffee, but they're not a cat. So yeah, I think he's probably went on a different YouTube channel that may have, said cats poop coffee when it's not true. Like, it's nowhere near true. I feel bad for the guy because, well, he can play all he wants. It's just making him look really weak on that aspect. Not my fault. Not my fault. Exactly, Rainbow. in it. Come on, guys. So like I say, guys, whoever wants to see my live stream on Saturday and wants to see this live stream kickstart, get me to 1.1k. And we're still gonna do it regardless if I don't get 1.1k. But I know even with 1k, I still got a solid performance with it, and it will be hosted. It will be a big event, and you guys will get to see everything in it. Hit the thumbs up, like, sub, all that good stuff, because we talk about nature. We love talking about nature, and we love all that aspect of stuff. So if you are a fan of nature and you want to support nature in all of its entirety, now it's from Civets, but called Cat Poo Coffee also. I don't know the name of the brand of the coffee, but yes, you are right in terms of Civets, but I don't know the actual brand of coffee that it would be pooped out into, if that makes sense. So I've not looked further into that, but yeah. Exactly, lad. Exactly, and we love it. We love it, bro. I think the only thing I'm lacking a little bit, Rainbow, is not going live as much as I used to. I need to start doing that a bit more consistently, if that makes sense, because I'm so always happy being live, and I'm always happy being live, but I need to start doing it a bit more. To be frankly honest with you, lad, you know what I mean? It's one of them, but like I say, we are so humbled to be live, and we're always humble. I mean, yes, we're humbled. Yes, broski, how you doing? I see you lurking. Haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing, bro? Oh my god, man. There we go. Just woke up back in New Zealand. Hey, God bless you, bro. But yeah, I think if I was more consistent on my live streams, it'd be more easier. So I'm gonna keep doing that as much as possible. But yeah, I love it. I love. It's like I say, I love the support. I love the energy that you guys bring. I really do. I think it's such a beautiful thing to have, you know, so many people show love and support through the journey, and just, you know, always keen to learn. And I love that. I love how people, you know, show big love. Exactly, lad. Exactly, and that's the thing. I noticed I slacked a little bit, like only a little bit, not massively. Exactly, bro. This is the thing. I need to keep pushing further and forwards into it. Like I love going live, and I love educating people on nature. Is always what I strive to do, and I think, you know, all in all, it's such a beautiful experience to be having the supporters and having everything. Henry, people do. Exactly, lad. And this is the thing. I'm not like I do YouTube for a passion, not so much for like I don't want to be like you, the thing is I don't want to be making like money on here. I just like the idea of, you know, giving animal facts and just vibing with it. That's like my key element to it. You feel me? So I like the idea of just chilling and vibing with it. That's it. Because so many people, and this is the thing I really hate, and I never want to be like this. I never want to be like this. Is you see some YouTubers that rely so heavily on their moderators. But what people tend to forget is that everyone has their own lives. You cannot just rely on everyone to come onto your live streams when it benefits you. No, people have their own lives, and I don't want to be that twat that sits there and goes, "Oh, why weren't you in my streams? Why weren't?" It's like they have their own lives. Exactly, and and this is it. I appreciate everybody that, you know, tributes some in some form or way. It doesn't have to be big or significant. Like I love that people want to chill, and I love the idea that people want to learn nature and develop in the element. You know what I mean? But I don't expect everybody to just sit there and be like, "Oh, we must dedicate ourselves to one streamer." No, a lot of streamers have to. Exactly, I appreciate it because it is free service at the end of the day. Like, I don't understand how people don't respect people's boundaries, you know? It's a crazy world we live in. It is. It's an actual crazy world. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love tigers due to the fact that they are the biggest, and not only that, they have partly webbed feet, and they are just so beautiful. I love them in all their entirety. Mate, they are more than gorgeous. They are absolutely stunning. They are stunning to the core. I love them. And yeah, like I said, love tigers. And coming from a guy that works in a zoo, I just love the element of it. You know, I love working with tigers. I love all of that stuff. You feel me? So it's big up, really. It's a big step from everything else. Rainbow, I'd be dead, mate, if I did that. I would be killed if I was to touch a tiger. Like, as much as... Shit. As much as we love what we do, and... No worries, Justin, I gotta charge my phone because I've been live for an hour and it's already gone, like, to 10%. So I'm gonna see how far I can get before I have to charge. But enjoy your day, Justin, all that sort of good stuff. But yeah, there was a zoo I've been 2 years ago, and the zoo workers, a few of them could go in and cuddle the tigers. Yeah, some tigers, you know, it's interesting because when you think about people that are professionally trained in how to handle tigers, it's beautiful. And it does happen. You do see it. You really do. And I'm lucky enough to have some experience with tigers and other sort of species of animals. So a grizzly bear, mate, would win. Just out of in. Oh no, I'm not gonna ask that. Not gonna ask that. Not gonna ask that. No. Yeah, no worries, Justin. Look after yourself. Take care, and all the best for your work, mate. You deserve it. You've earned it. All tigers are, especially white tigers, even though white tigers are inbred because they inbred with their family members. Believe it or not, the first ever white tiger, the first ever white tiger ever discovered was back in India in the 50s. It got introduced to the United States where it bred with an ordinary tiger. They couldn't understand why this tiger was producing litter for ordinary cubs. So then they sent it back and it mated with its family members, and then you got white tigers all around. They're not a natural species. They are born in captivity. They will never be released in the wild. The only reason why they will never be in the wild is because their coloration will just give it away. So they have health problems, teeth problems, back problems, all sorts. And white tigers typically live anywhere between 10 to 20 years, which is not long. But they die quicker because of health problems. Exactly, but most zoos in the world do breed white tigers because it is a big attraction, and it's what makes people enjoy them and appreciate them and everything else. But they're not healthy, lad. They're not a healthy breed. They're really not. So yeah, they will never be a healthy breed. In my opinion, they'll never be healthy, and exactly, and it's not good. It's horrible to see. You feel me? Like it is. One reason why I stopped going to zoos. Mate, you should come to my zoo. My zoo is better. And what is even funnier, right? I'm really gonna make people feel depressed with this fact, and I mean this when I say this. There are more plastic a weird but true fact. There are more plastic flamingos in the United States than there are real ones. So if you go to the United States and you think you're seeing a real flamingo, guarantee it's a plastic one. So you'll see more plastic flamingos than you would see real ones, which is really bizarre. Sorry to break the iceberg to anyone that is from the United States, but we had to get that in there. It is weird. I don't know what the obsession is with plastic flamingos in the United States, but they seem to love plastic flamingos more than they love real ones. So if you ever take a trip to the United States and you want to see a real flamingo, good luck, because you'll see more fake than you will real. In it. Well, a lot of, yeah, true that. There is a lot of fake over there. But it's a beautiful fact. It is. I love it. And yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot off now because I got to charge my phone. So once my phone is fully charged, I will try to get back on live if possible. But Rainbow, you'll see me tomorrow in the morning, and a lot of you will see me in the morning. And I love you all, and I'll see you all a little bit later if I can. You too, Rainbow. Take care, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed everything.